Hey YouTube, what is up? We have Majespecter Metalfoes versus Blue Eyes White Dragon round 2 for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoy the video and stick around to the end to see if there's going to be a round 3. And before this video starts, I just want to say thank you guys for watching these videos. From the bottom of my heart, this YouTube channel literally just hit 412 subscribers, which is exactly one subscriber past 411. I know it seems like a weird number, but that's the number my other YouTube channel where I used to do video gaming stuff was stuck at for about the last year and a half. So literally within about the last year that I've been doing Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube videos, I have actually just surpassed my other gaming channel that I put basically about 5 years of effort into. I'm literally blown away with how fast my channel's grown, and I can't be anything but thankful to you guys for that. Here's to hopefully hitting 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and thank you guys for watching the video as always, and let's get into the duel. John decides to go first and activates Melody of the Awakening Dragon in order to ditch Blue Eyes White Dragon from his hand to the graveyard and add Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, as well as Blue Eyes White Dragon from his deck to his hand. I didn't understand why he did this, to be honest with you. I don't think he knew that you could actually add Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon twice, because he already had a Blue Eyes White Dragon in hand. So not many people know that, but you can actually just add 2 alternatives to your hand if you wanted to. So he reveals the Blue Eyes White Dragon to special summon the Alternative Dragon and decides to set 2 back row. Mike opens up with a play that we've seen from him before, which is activate an MST immediately, and then he hits the Twin Twister, which is pretty funny. Then Mike decides to go for another play, which he's done before, and activate Unexpected Die turn 1. He decides to special summon the Metalfoes Gold Driver from his deck. It is a level 4. Originally, I didn't understand why he did it. Later on, the play does seem to make sense, though. I do like the Metalfoes archetype. I like the artwork. I'm just kind of a sucker for anything that has transforming robots because I really do love Power Rangers a ton. He then decides to normal summon the Draco Slayer, and this is where his plan starts to come together. He decides to synchro straight into Ignister, the most busted paladin that is at 1 in the extra deck. He then decides to look at his hand, and in a play he's done before, he decides to set 3 and pass. Mike really opens up a ton of backer with Metalfoes. I don't know how he manages to do it. Then John proceeds to draw and doesn't actually seem to draw into anything. He seems like he doesn't have a play, so he uses Blue Eyes Alternative's effect. You can see that Mike actually has a Solemn Warning set, but decides to not go with it and instead uses the Metalfoes' counter, which I do think is the better play, because he would actually just lose life points because he doesn't know if John actually has any good cards in his hand. John does have a decent hand advantage over him, so he goes for the Metalfoes' counter, special summoning the Volflame from his deck, again in defense position. Play we've seen from him last game as well. John decides to pass his turn, allowing Mike to go. Mike then draws and banishes the Metalfoes' counter to actually add a Gold Driver from his extra deck to his hand. And in an unexpected play, he actually activates a Set Ignite Reload, which I did not expect at all. I thought he had Metalfoes' Fusion set. Ignite Reload actually does put a ton of work into this deck, especially because you get a lot of hand advantage thanks to cards like Metalfoes' counter and Metalfoes' Fusion, constantly adding cards from either your extra deck or deck to your hand with Metalfoes' Fusion's recycling effect. Then draws probably the best out to Blue Eyes Alternative on this field. He literally just normal summons the Archfiend Eccentric, pop the Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, and John decides to scoop. And when John puts his hand down, we can actually see why he did scoop. He had 2 Blue Eyes White Dragon in hand, a Spirit Dragon of white in hand, as well as Where Art Thou. That is pretty much an unusable hand if you don't have a level 1 tuner to summon, so there wasn't really anything John could do about it. So I understand why he did scoop, and it looks like we are getting a round 3. So hopefully you guys stick around. If you like the video, don't forget to follow me on Twitter @Schwabs to see when I post these videos, or like my Facebook page. The links to those are in the description below. And if you want to see round 3, don't forget to click subscribe because it's free, it's fun, and I'll see you guys in round 3.